May I recognize, I have not seen them, but I heard that there are MISA trustees here. May I recognize the MISA trustees, the board members from MISA, Potras, through Mr. Mjuru, who is here, the executive director of MISA, Mr. Ngwenya, all our invited guests from across our borders who are here, including our facilitator, Ms. Zulu, who is from Zambia, ladies and gentlemen. As I talk, I am reading the minister's speech. You are not allowed to deviate from a speech. And I feel greatly privileged and honored to be participating at this Internet Governance Conference. Today, we are living in a global village where information technology develops rapidly, and through electronic communication, we can reach each other around the world in just a second. Computer-related technologies have opened a window for us to see and explore the wonderful world. With internet, we now can chat with family members, friends, and relatives anywhere, and also improve our work and run our businesses in a more convenient and efficient way. As we are aware, the internet is an ocean of knowledge. Therefore, it is better to guide our young generation into this ocean as early as possible. Development of information communication technologies has transformed the contemporary business environment. It has led to a new information economy which is digital in nature. Ladies and gentlemen, a nation's capability and ability to accelerate its socio-economic development process and gain competitive advantage now depends very much on the extent to which it can develop, use, and sell information, knowledge, and technology in one form or another. The internet is changing the way we work, socialize, create and share information, and organize the flow of people, ideas, and things around the globe. Rapid and robust infrastructural development and rejuvenation has enabled the development and availability of a plethora of e-services, which consumers have embraced as easier means to communicate and transact between person to person, person to business, and business to business. There has been the adoption of mobile money transfer, mobile wireless broadband, the increased use of plastic money, and various social applications such as WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Skype, to name but a few. As a result, governments, policymakers, and business must recognize and embrace the enormous opportunities the internet can create, even as they work to address the risks to security and privacy that the internet brings. As the internet's evolution over the past 2 decades has demonstrated, such work must include helping to nurture the development of a healthy internet ecosystem, one that boosts infrastructure and access, builds a competitive environment that benefits users and lets innovators and entrepreneurs thrive, and nurtures human capital. Together, these elements can maximize the continued impact of the internet on economic growth and prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, across a range of large and developed economies, the internet exerts a strong influence on economic growth rates. Research has shown that the internet accounts for, on average, 3.4% of GDP across the large economies. There is also a clear connection between the maturity of the internet ecosystem and rising living standards. An increase in internet maturity, similar to the one experienced in advanced countries, correlates with an increase in real per capita GDP. The correlation to increased living standards is particularly relevant to developing countries, where the potential exists to rapidly leap forward and drive internet-related growth. As a country in Zimbabwe, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing some of the following. as the underlying platform for the provision of access, infrastructure is inevitably the focus area. The national development program that we are following at the moment, the ZIMAS, has identified ICT backbone and infrastructure as one of the key result areas of the ICT sector. The Ministry of ICT, Postal and Code Services vision seeks to have a knowledge-based society with ubiquitous connectivity by 2020. The drive being to make sure all citizens are connected anywhere, anytime, and anyhow, irrespective of their geographic location or status in society. The government of Zimbabwe recognizes the central role ICT infrastructure plays in driving digital inclusion programs. A robust infrastructure platform is the foundation for universal access and a platform on which all other developmental initiatives stand. The country has witnessed massive deployment of communications infrastructure by state-owned enterprises and private sector players. These include Tel1, PowerTel, Net1, Econet, Telecel, Liquid, and Africa. Zimbabwe embarked on a broadband connectivity project in 2009. The government facilitated the deployment of optic fiber links to all major cities in accordance with the National Communication Optic Fiber Backbone Plan. Interconnection to the undersea cables through Mozambique, South Africa, and Botswana has been accomplished. The project is ongoing and now targets connection of districts to the fiber link. Private players have also actively participated in the establishment of the fiber optic infrastructure. Some of the reasons for embarking on this project are to realize high internet bandwidth, to improve regional and global communication, create a conducive and better environment for investors, increase GDP through the use of efficient ICTs, improve the country's service delivery both at public and private levels, merge global standards in ICT, and improve the nation's IT literacy by having data and information on the web. Tremendous achievement has been made in the establishment of mobile base stations across the whole country, and to date, approximately 4,600 mobile base stations have been built by the 3 mobile network operators, Net1, Econet, and Telecel. This development boosted the subscriber base, thereby increasing mobile and internet penetration rates. The internet penetration rate has grown significantly from 33.4% in 2012 to 47.5% in 2014, while mobile penetration has increased to 104%. Obviously, when we are measuring mobile penetration and we have got numbers like this, we are looking at the number of SIM cards sold. I think in terms of active SIM cards, we are somewhere around 84. I'm sure Mr. Mjuru will confirm that. There is no doubt that information and communication technology has found its niche in every sphere of Zimbabwean polity. The ICT industry is making significant inroads into the Zimbabwean society. Prior to 2000, ICT resources and facilities were grossly limited in the country. Only very few people had access to these facilities and services. Internet facilities and services were rare to come by. Public awareness of ICT and its application was also low. But now, the picture has changed significantly. It is now entirely different. Huge investments have been made by both the public and private sectors in the ICT business in the country. The country has witnessed tremendous expansion in ICT resources and facilities. Millions of Zimbabweans now have access to these facilities and services. And even in rural communities, we are getting there through the establishment of community information services centers. Perhaps the most talked about community information center, perhaps you have heard about, is the Murombezi Community Information Center in Jimba. The Community Information Center is meant to act as a platform that brings ICTs and related services such as photocopying, printing, gaming, internet services within affordable reach for the marginalized or disadvantaged communities, communities in rural farming areas and in remote areas. These centers play a catalytic role towards the attainment of our information society. To date, 6 community information centers have been established in various administrative provinces, and these centers are bringing notable changes to the communities and are opening new opportunities for the local people. When you go to this, like one day I visited Murombezi Community Information Center, there was a guy there who was surfing through the internet. I just wanted to find out what he was doing. Apparently this guy buys and sells things, and he was getting his prices from the internet, and he was able to do it. I asked him whether he could do without it, and he said, no, this is for me. And also, it was nice to see young children playing computer games already by that